Hey there, this is Yolanda from Antoinette's Urban Chic coming to you today from our warehouse. Just want to talk to you a little bit about it's the end of the year. And so, with that being said, there are lots and lots of things going on, right? In addition to holiday and family and cooking and eating and having fun, we're also thinking about downsizing, right? We're thinking about downsizing our closets. We're thinking about downsizing things that are in our living room and our family room and our kitchen, the unknown or the unspoken, I should say, clutter, right? And so wanted to come to you today really, really quickly to talk to you about decluttering. I during this time of year, we get lots and lots of calls from customers saying, hey, do you take things on consignment? Do you buy things outright? I have lots of things that I'm trying to get rid of. I don't necessarily want to take them to the Salvation Army, or to any of the big box resale shops just to donate. But I need to get them someplace. And so, they're nicer items. Will you take them? This, that, and the other. And we do take donations. Okay. But with that being said, we find that people do a lot of donations this time of year. And they do it because they can get a tax write-off. I think you can get up to $500 in deductions for donating clothing items and household items. And it can be a combination of things, but it helps to get them some deductions on their taxes, but it also helps them clear the slate for the new year. And so I'm a girl from the South. And so my grandmother was always, we have to clean. We have to make sure everything's washed. We have to have all the things in place before the new year turns over, because how you end the year is how you start the year, right? And so we would be doing all of this elaborate cleaning, baseboards and all the things. Do people still teach their kids how to clean baseboards and walls? I just thought about that the other day. That's a whole nother side note. We'll talk maybe about that in a future video. But for this one, again, my grandmother used to say, hey, let's get everything clean. Let's get everything organized, because as we're going into the new year, we want it to be fresh. We want things to be clean. We want to be decluttered, right? And so with that being said, I want to talk to you guys about decluttering your homes, right? I had an opportunity, well, not really an opportunity. My husband and I raised our kids, 3,000 square foot house, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, all the things, right? All the bells and whistles, right? That we bought like in 2008. Well, unfortunately, in 2016, we lost our youngest daughter. She was the last baby in the house, right? She was 18 years old, gun violence. And my husband and I decided, because of all the memories that were in this home, that we no longer wanted to be in that home. Okay. So we were like, let's downsize. We're empty nesters now. We're going through the grief process. We're still not touching a lot of things in the house, only because we're just trying to maintain some dignity, some integrity of our memories, right? And so with that being said, we made a decision, and it was a difficult decision, to downsize our home. Well, if any of you know, to downsize your home at some point is very, 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 very difficult. I raised my children in this house. I worked. I've always run a brick and mortar resale shop. We're going into 15 years now. But I had to, all of these things that had been accumulated all this time, I had to go through room by room and decide what was I taking, because the place that we were going to was half the size of what we were leaving. And so how do you decide what to keep, what to throw away? Some things have sentimental value, right? And so you have to go through a process of saying, okay, do I need this? Do I want this? Am I ever going to use this? So you got to ask all the questions, and then you just got to make a decision. So in our case, I am a prep person. So I like to do things in advance. So I'm saying, okay, hey, we want to be out by October. We already have the other condo set up. It's ready. And so we know that we can move in October. So literally in April, we started to downsize. So every day I would come home from work, or come home from the store, and I would take one area, and I just, okay, let me go through all these papers. What is this? What is this? What is this? Throwing away, shredding, things of that nature. And then it got closer and closer and closer. And it was because, we were going through that process as well. The grieving process, that it took a lot longer than we anticipated, because, you saw things that, kind of reminded you of my baby, kind of reminded me of my baby. And so it's like, okay, I can't throw that away. I can't get rid of this. Her room still had not been touched. And so as we were going along, I had talked to my oldest daughter, Natasha, who lives in Texas. I said, you're going to have to come and help us. I said, we want to be out of here by October, but we're having a hard time getting rid of this clutter. It's way too much. We can't take it. But for whatever reason, we can't wrap our minds around what to get rid of and what to keep, right? And so, again, had been packing some things, putting some things away. She came in. She was like, look, Ma, you don't need this. And it was hard. It was difficult because I had some emotional attachments to some of these things. But I had to realize in that we were going to a new space. We were going to a new place. And I didn't need to take all the things. Right. And so that's what decluttering is all about. You don't need to keep all the things. As we were going through the process, we called the Veterans of America. And every night we would load the porch full of bags and boxes and things of that nature. And they literally would come and fill up a truck with everything that we had on the porch that had to go. So mind you, I had 4 bedrooms. I had a full basement, I living room, dining room. I had a sun porch. We had a full 2.5 car garage. So there were things, when I say everywhere, there were things everywhere. And so we were going through, and then we would load that porch up. Volunteers of America would come. They would pick up. And then everything else that we've gone through for the night, we would take that and put it out in the front of the house. So that on Thursday mornings, we had trash pickup 2 days. We had it on Mondays and on Thursdays. So we would load the front of the house up on Monday. Then we would do Volunteers of America. And then we would load the front of the house up again on Thursdays. Oh my God. So going through that process, when we got down to the last of the things that we needed to throw away because it was moving time, literally my daughter and I were sitting in my car, in my driveway, and we were pulling out, and I saw the garbage truck pull up, and I said, get down, get down, get down. We were trying to hide from them because their faces were so anguished with trying to get all of the things off the curb. So we managed to dodge them that day. So then that following Monday, as we were getting ready to leave, the trash truck pulled up and stopped me. He wouldn't let me pull out. He says, ma'am, you can't put this much stuff in front of this house. You can't keep doing this, every Monday, every Thursday. And I said, sir, I'm so sorry. I certainly appreciate you guys. And and with that being said, this is the last pickup. So what was in front of the house for that day was the last pickup before we actually moved out of the house. So Hilarious. He was like, okay, all right. I said, this is the last day. I promise you, there won't be anything else. We have totally cleaned the house out. We're moving as of Saturday. And so there won't be anything else out here. He was like, okay, okay, okay. I mean, he was giving me grief, but I mean, his job is to pick up the trash, right? So in addition to that, as we were going through the process, and this is something that you can do right now as we're approaching the end of this year, the end of 2024. I know that I know that we had a lot of papers. And it was so insane because I was looking through the papers and I'm like, hey, these are the same things that they're sending us every month. So in order for me not to get that anymore, I put all of our bills online. So I don't get any paper bills. So if you got DTE and, utility bills, you can just have them send you an online statement. They don't have to send you anything in the mail. That way you don't have anything to go through. So that's the first tip. All right. Also, as we were going through, because I had such a large family, we had 4 children, and we always did all of the major holidays, right? So 4th of July, we did the Christmases, we did the Thanksgivings, we did all the Easters, we did all of the major holidays at our house. And so I always had very, very, very large pans, pots, skillets, all of the big stuff to make food for tons and tons of people. I mean, 6 crock pots, all the things. Literally one day, as I was going through all of the things and trying to separate and sort out things, and I started to cry. And I said, God, I didn't know that I lived in abundance. I live in abundance. And sometimes we take for granted all the things that we have, and we're just like, I don't have this and I don't have that, but we don't take into consideration what we really do have. So that's your tip. You already live in abundance, so you don't need the things, right? All right. So as we're going through, I turned all of our billing, all the credit cards, all the utility bills over to paperless. So paperless bank statements, all the things, so that you don't have to worry about that paper coming in every month. You can just designate a date where you go to your emails, pull all of those things up so that you can pay your bills timely. One time. And then you don't have to worry about all of that paper that you have to go through on a regular basis. In addition, again, I had a lot of pots and pans. And so since I knew I wasn't going to be cooking like I was cooking, like I had 4 kids and I had a cousin, we would cook for them. And it's like, hey, we're having some things. I had lots of friends, lots of cousins. They would all come over and we like to have a good time. I love to entertain. So I had a lot of platters and things of that nature. So what I did is I took a lot of those larger pieces and I said, you know what? It's just me and my husband. Occasionally we may have a few people over. So if I can feed 4 people, that's all I'm going to keep. Not 18 people, not 22 people, not 45 people. 4 people. So me, him, and then maybe another couple. That's what I'm going to keep. And so that's how I ended up downsizing. Lots of glasses, lots of plates. And I donated them to the volunteers. In addition to, I also donated to some organizations where they help people who have fires and they're burned out of their homes, but they need like basic things like silverware and plates and cups and mugs and all the things, right? The other thing was we had an overabundance of party supplies. Just an overabundance because we were big entertainers. And so those kinds of things I kind of boxed up. I'm okay if I need a napkin here or a tablecloth there, that's okay. But I don't need 22. I don't need 22. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about me. I don't need 22 I don't need 22 tablecloths because I'm not entertaining in that way anymore. So if I have 4, I'm good. I can cover 4 tables of some sort and have a good time. So as you're going through, and look, I'm telling you about me and, making this, a little easier to swallow because I'm talking about my situation. But I downsized my kitchen. I downsized my office that had all the paperwork. And then I started going through my furniture. Wow. I thank God. I thank God. I thank God. That's for my girlfriend, Shanika, for Facebook Marketplace. Because what I did is every single day, I took pictures of furniture that I just did not need, that was not going to fit in this new place. Or it just didn't have any relevance. It's just there because I lived in abundance. And so I would every day take a picture. And oftentimes I would put it on Facebook Marketplace and have to leave my place of business to run home to meet somebody to sell them a shelf, to sell them some chairs, to sell them a table. I sold my dining room set. I sold a portion of my living room set because I had a big sectional, large couch. I'm like, it's not going to fit in a new place. I don't need all this. Lots of things that I sold in order to make money because I actually ended up buying new stuff. I bought 2 couches instead of a couch love seat chair set. Okay. So those are different ways that you can kind of downsize some things. So as you're going through your closets, because that's the other thing, if you have not worn these items in 6 months or more, if they are items that you haven't been able to fit and you're like, I'm going to get back down to that size 6. No, ma'am. No, sir. It ain't happening. It's just not. Let's just be realistic. Let's love on the selves that we are and go from there. Now, if you lose some weight, hey, that's the perfect opportunity to maybe go and buy a dress that's now trendy, that's now your size, and go from there. But something from when my kids were toddlers, no, ma'am, no, sir. You don't need to keep that. So let's declutter. Also, again, back to that, the tax consequences. You can write some of this stuff off. You can sell some of these things to make some additional money. If there's an opportunity for you to consign some of the clothing pieces to a consignment shop. Now I'm giving y'all way too much, right? I'm giving y'all way too much. I'm telling y'all too many things, right? Because I have put together a step-by-step guide on how to declutter your home in 30 days or less. All right. So I know that we got less than 30 days to the end of the year. But I think with some practical tips and tricks, you can make it happen before the end of the year. Or you can say, hey, I can get rid of some things now and I can finish this thing up in January, but it says 30 days or less. So you can do it. If you have the desire to declutter your home, your office, your place of business, because I've had them all and I've had to declutter every single one of them, then this step-by-step guide is for you. All right. So I'm going to put a link in the description section to tell you where to go to get that. It is a digital ebook, cheap, because I want you to have the information you need in order to make better decisions about your abundant living. So if you sell some of those items, if you donate some of those items, it's going to help you on your taxes. In addition to that, if you sell some of those items, it's going to get you some extra funds in your pocket so that you can do some other things like take a trip. Get some rest. Go to the spa. If it doesn't do anything but get you a self-care day where you can not go to work because you have made or sold enough money in that particular time to take a day off, whether they pay you or not. Okay. So that's all about abundant living. Again, I'm going to leave my step-by-step guide link so that you can get it today, so that you can start decluttering that home. I'm going to leave you with one more thing. Some of the questions that I had to ask myself when I was decluttering my home was, do I use this? And do I love this? Those were 2 questions. The third question I had to ask myself was, does this have any sentimental value? Oftentimes, we will not get rid of things because, oh, I remember, and I hear this all the time. I love, love, love. When I say I love my customers, I love my customers. But I hear this all the time when we're doing either a clean out, a closet edit, or they're bringing some things in for donation. That dress, I remember in 19, when I wore that dress, and my husband, he looked at me. It's got so many memories attached to it that we don't want to get rid of it. And I'm a size 16 right now, and that dress was a size 8. Keep the memories and let go of the dress. Even if you have to take a picture of it, keep the picture. It'll stay in your phone forever, and you can tell your kids and your grandkids. You can tell that story from generations to come. Look at this dress. When your granddaddy saw me in this dress, oh my, oh my, oh my. It was all good, good. All right. But get rid of that dress. Get rid of the dress. All right. So I love you guys. I just wanted to leave you with that little bit of information. Again, my how to declutter your home in 30 days or less is going to be, I'm going to put the link down below. If you like our videos, make sure that you like this, that you subscribe. My daughter always gets some. She said, never ask people to subscribe. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is something new that we're trying, but so far I really like it. So we often do live sales on Facebook. And so I'm accustomed to the camera, but this is a little different. This is a little more intimate. I like it. All right. And so with that, please make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel. This is Antoinette's Urban Chic coming to you. I'm here in Michigan. That's why I got my hat on too, y'all. It's cold. So make sure that you share this video with a friend. And then again, we're going to come on with some more tips and tricks on how to downsize a closet, how to properly edit a closet, how to, put some things together so that you can do more with less. That's what decluttering is all about. So again, I appreciate you guys. Love you much. Have a great rest of the day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.